Oh, that's a little bit close. Welcome, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. I think we've got this sorted here. I'll just zoom that out a little bit so it looks like I've actually got a top on. I do have a dress on, but just make sure you can see a little bit of it. Definitely not. There we go. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. Thank you for joining me here today as, oh, these go up, as we talk about, what are we talking about today? What actually are we talking about? How to prioritize our needs over others. Oh, where do you start? Where do you actually start? Because we know what happens when this stuff hits us. So first I'd like to say thank you for joining me. I'm currently in a different, traveling a little bit. So I'm actually at my daughter's place down to further down the south of the North Island, and it's in a little town called Bulls, and it is a little town called Bulls, Narrowhakia. So I've come flipped in here before I whip away again this afternoon down to Wellington. So that's me traveling with my background. Thank you for joining me. How to prioritize people's needs are something that is really, really, really important. And I've noticed it more as I'm just doing a quick tour around, because it's about me and what's important to me, but also what's important to other people. So this can be a stinger. This can totally be a stinger when you're not in control of your life. And we know those times when we're in a, when we're in that frazzled state and nothing gets done and our talk's hyper and we're up on this and we're doing this and then we're sleeping for 2 minutes in the day and we're having a quick cat nap, and it becomes this crazy, crazy, crazy cycle that we're on. And you feel that people ask you for things, and because you say yes, they go, oh, it's easy, we'll just ask, say for example, we'll just ask Deb. We'll just ask Deb. Deb will do this. We'll just ask Deb. And that's okay. But unless Deb says, hang on, I can't do that, I'm going to get burnt out. And there's people who actually ask, but there's also people who actually don't ask, and their energy or whatever's going on in their world, and they're actually screaming, help me. And I know for myself, I can put on many hats to do different things, except cars, electrical, plumbing. That's come out very clearly lately. In fact, any trades, most trades, and people can call upon me to go, help. And I used to be known as the Cooper Pooper Scooper. Cooper Pooper Scooper, she'll come in and she'll scoop it up and she'll fix it. But if I don't prioritize me, I'm going to get very, very, very frustrated with myself and those people who are coming into my bubble. And you can call it boundaries, you can call it people pleasing, you can call it anything you want. But what I'm going to show you is how to actually prioritize your needs and other people's needs in a sensible way. I'm going to say sensible, in a way that's not going to destroy them or strip anybody of any dignity, including yourself. So let's get your pen and paper and let's kick off this one today. So when you get on an airplane, if anyone's been on an airplane before, and you get on an airplane and they say, put your own oxygen mask on before you put your children's mask on. This is so important. And this is actually not even a tip. This is just me riffling about something. If you don't put your own oxygen mask on, you become deflated, frustrated. You can't then help other people because you're literally giving all your oxygen air to other people. Yeah, you're actually literally giving your oxygen, your last breath of oxygen, to other people. And not one person out there wants your actual last piece of oxygen. Well, maybe your ex wants you to, they'll take it off you. Maybe, depends if you work through that. But really, in reality, no one wants to take that last breath off someone. They died doing something for me. They gave their last piece of energy for me. That's quite a heavy one to take on. So I'm just going to emphasize the old plain thing, oxygen mask, you first, before your children. Yes, even before your children, before your family, before your best friend, before your partner, whatever it is, oxygen mask for you first. You can call that a tip. Anyway, grab your pen and paper. So number one is, what do you want? What do you desire? What would you love? If you're not clear on those things, you're not going to receive them. You may say, I just want to have a day on my own. Okay, so then everybody suddenly stops talking to you, or your phone breaks down or something, and you're on your day on your own. So get really clear on what you desire. If you're not clear, the universe or whatever you want to call it is going to give you something, but it's not going to be specifically what you've asked unless you are clear. You have people who say, I want this in life. And you're like, okay, so what does that look like? Well, I don't know. I just told I want to get more sleep. Okay, so what? Do you want to slip yourself? And I'm going the extreme here. Do you want to slip yourself into a coma and have a sleep for a week? What is it? Let's get clear on actually what you want. Be really, really, really specific, because you're not going to mind read other people. People can't mind read you. When they tell you what they desire, you know. Okay? Yep. The other thing is, the next one is expectations. And when I talk about when you get clear, what are your expectations? And so this is all part of getting clear, but they must be realistic. So you can go, yes, I want to have 4 hours off today from work. Okay, great. You're going to take 4 hours off from work. But can you realistically do that? Can you do that at work? Can you go away and switch off for 4 hours? Can you realistically? So there's expectations and realistically. Can you realistically do that? Because if you can't, you're going to put in a whole fantasy, and what's going to happen? You're going to get frustrated and peeved off with that fantasy that you believe you can have. Why can't I have 4 hours off? So-and-so can have 4 hours off and I can't. Why can't I? Okay, if you're not clear on this and you're not really specific and it's not realistic, you're just going to get even more down. Okay, the next one is plan. So what do you want? Get clear on that. Look at your expectations after you've looked at what you're desiring. Get realistic. The next one is plan. Plan your day. Plan your world. Plan your life. Plan. So what am I going to do? What does it look like? How many hours is it going to take me to do this? If I've got to take the children, and we have this so much parent guilt, and it comes to, I've got to take the children to this, and then I've got to go do this, and then I've got to drive like this crazy woman and get to this thing, and then I've got to wait 20 minutes, and I've got to go pick my other kid up, and and then traffic happens, and boom. I'm even talking crazy. If you don't plan your day and your life, and I'm going to say slow down and get present, chaos will come in. So plan your day. But remember that word, realistic, expectations. Plan your day. Go, okay, it's going to take me 4 hours to get here. What am I going to do? So it's realistic going to take 4 hours. So even yesterday I was coming to my daughter's, and it was a 4.5 hour drive, and then I stopped at the supermarket and got my little supplies in. If you watched my Instagram, you will have seen I got a few supplies in. Stopped me from going to McDonald's. I thought I'd save money and do healthy, and then I spent far too much money and far too much different kinds of food than McDonald's, and ate far too much. Little side tangent there. But I planned my day, and then I went, okay, it's going to take me 4.5 hours to get here, but I've now added on another 20 minutes at the supermarket. But I also didn't factor in the roadworks. I also didn't factor in the car that was doing some crazy stuff, so I had to ring the police. I didn't factor all that stuff. So it didn't just take that. It actually took over 5 hours to get here. Now that was fine because I didn't actually have a specific time frame. I said around this time. But that's the stuff that can drive you insane if you don't plan and you don't strategize and you have flexibility, realistic and flexibility. Crazy stuff comes in. So if I had to go and pick somebody up in that time frame and there was an accident in the car, or there was traffic on the road, or something happened, or I had to stop to go to the toilet, or whatever it is, that would throw my whole routine out. So be really careful with your realistic planning. So if I'd actually said, okay, the travel time is 4.5 hours, but I'm probably going to have maybe another, let's add another hour on just in case something happens. And it became more flexible. I also found out you can actually share your location when you're traveling, so that they can actually click on it where you're going and they can see where you're going. That was helpful. I learned that one yesterday too. So then I don't have to try and answer while I'm driving. So plan your day, plan your world, whatever it is, and make sure that it is realistic. Get it really clear, write it down, type it in, whatever, block out your diary, whatever it is, but you must plan. And that all goes back to that very first tip of get clear on what you desire. Now, there's a word called, starts with O, and it's called obligation. And it is an ugly, ugly word. When you're doing things out of obligation, your energy is deflated and frustrated, and you're already, oh, I've got to do this because they've done it so many times, or I've got to do this, or they said I have to do this, and it's so much easier for me to do this. Cooper, pooper, scooper. If you are obligated to do something, it is going to be very deflating for you. There is no glitter. There is no light. It's just going to be, And when you're in that mode, things don't get done with inspiration, and people can tell. So if you go, yeah, I'll come over and I'll help you do that, and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Just because they've helped you do it 3 times, say no. No, 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 no. Do not go and put your life in danger for anything. And I'm talking about your danger because it's that oxygen mask. Do not put your life in danger for obligation, because you're easy to be, they find you at the easiest, you're the safest. No more, no more, no more, because you're actually putting your own soul, and you're telling yourself, I am not worthy. What goes on from obligation is a thing called FE, and that's called fair exchange. Fair exchange. What I do for you, you do for me. If I do this for you, you do that for me. Now, that's a little bit different to obligation, because if I'm counting, I've cleaned your house 5 times and you've only cleaned my house once, then I'm already out of fair exchange. And disgruntledness, bitterness, jealousy, just a whole lot of emotions come up when you're out of fair exchange. So does this feel fair that I'm giving you this and I get this back? Does this feel fair that you're giving me this and I give this back? Have a look at that fair exchange to make sure it's even, because when you get onto that emotional roller coaster and it's not, you're going to go, oh, I know what that is. That's out of fair exchange. That's out of fair exchange. After fair exchange, after you've looked at that, I hope you got your tips going, there's a thing called guilt and shame. Guilt and shame. Oh, I feel guilty saying no because I can't find anyone else. Oh, I feel shameful because they've helped me do so much. It's the same stuff. No, 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 no. There is no guilt and shame. Nobody wants you to be guilted into doing things. No one wants you to be shameful for doing things. If it doesn't work for you, no. No. Oh, that would be an amazing thing. I'd love to do that another time, but today, no. 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 You don't even need to do the whole thing. No, it's not going to work for me today. And then, boop, that's it. That's it. No one wants to hear your excuse because they're trying to find who else can do it. So you can say no. Is there anyone else you can think of? You're empowering them to not come to you all the time, but you're also telling your own body that I'm worthy of this and I can't do that for them. The next one which I touched a little bit on, and the next one is about glittering. Glitter bomb yourself. And when I talk about that, I don't know if I can actually start with glitter, start with aeroplane mask and then end on glitter. Glitter, what lights you up? What lights you up? Only do the things that light you up. If you find yourself doing things for others or yourself and you're frustrated with it and it's not working, outsource it. Find somebody else. Find someone who actually can do that their way, because there's something way more inspiring than actually you sitting there trying to do things for people and it's just not working for you. That's it. Just stay in your lane. Stay doing your glitter. When you focus on your glitter, all the other chaos, if you only get this one piece of advice, all the other chaos that is happening around you, when you focus on your talent, your skill set, all the other chaos disappears, because you're focusing on what's important to you and what lights you up. So today it's all about glittering. Do the things that light you up. And if you're doing it out of obligation, guilt, shame, any of those things, stop. No, 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 no. Because when you focus on your glitter, you feel more alive, you feel more inspired. You can hear the planes coming over. You just become a different person energy-wise, and people love that about you. But more importantly, you love that about you because you are in your lane doing what's important to you. And that's the glitter bomb. That's the glitter bomb. Do that. Don't go doing those other things. So say no more often. How to prioritize people's needs. I tried to get through that one as quick as I possibly could. And if you're really having trouble with that, or I've talked too fast, or you've got other questions, there's one thing to do, and that's reach out to me. Because even though I'm traveling, I've still got my phone and I'm still glittering myself and those around me as I go. But I will say, you must have your time. You must have your time, whatever that is. And that's that glitter. If you would like to go outside and stand in the sun or stand in the rain or just escape and leave your phone, something, you must have your time that's important to you. And I had a beautiful chat this morning to my lovely little hairdresser, Vicky. Thank you for that. And it was exactly that, finding what lights you up and doing more of that, no matter what is going on around you. So that's Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off. How to Prioritise People's Needs. I trust you got some value from today. If you like this, the next step is let me know. Let me know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like. You can put it publicly, you can send it to me privately. It's okay, I'm still going to be here. And so the next step is actually engage that conversation with yourself and start looking at the no's over the yes, I'll do that, because it makes it feel all right for the other person. That's Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off from Bulls. Thank you very much. I will see you next time. Bye.